going to show you how to play some SoundGarden, a song called Fell on Black Days. Most of the song is most of the parts are very similar. But the reason I wanted to show you this song today was because it has an odd time signature feel to it. Most of the song is what we call in 6/4. So I'm going to take you through that. Okay, so in the song it's in 6/4, so I'm just going to grab the metronome. That's about 102 beats per minute. And you're going to hear the metronome bell ring every 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the main part of the song, the verse part of the song, is in 6/4 and 4/4. What it does is it does 3 measures of 6/4 and then a measure of 4/4. So a measure is from this first bell all the way through to the beginning of the next bell, which is the next measure. So you get this. Okay, and I just stopped on the E chord on the measure of the 4/4. So the measure of 4/4 is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then back into 6/4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Back into 6 again. So now I'm going to quickly show you the chords and show you how to go from here. So the first chord is an E5, the second chord is a B5, and when you grab the B5, you kind of just give it a bend, about half step. And then we go to the 7th fret on the A and a D string, and play those 2 strings, followed by the same 2 strings but played open. And then we go to a C chord, that's just the root and a third of the chord, and that's palm muted. So this is on the 8th fret on the C note, and this is on the E note on the 7th fret on the A string, and you get do it again. So that's the sound you want, it's called palm muting. And then at the end of that you've got a palm muted E string. Instead of an open sounding E string, it's a palm muted E string. So far we've got this. Okay, and you just repeat that. Okay, you get an idea? And that's through most of all the song. So again, it goes through measures of 6. So listen to the song. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so I'm just going to play the intro again one more time. So it'll be 3 measures of 6/4 and a measure of 4/4. I want you to see if you can hear that. I'm going to turn the bell off. 3, 4, 5, 6. So here it is, a slow version of the intro. 5, 6. Okay, so here's the interlude part. First it starts with the octaves. So I'm going to show you what's going on there. At that part repeats twice, and then the third time there's just a subtle variation of that that pattern, that rhythm. I'm going to show you where the notes are, and then your homework is to find out exactly where that is. But first I will show you the part I just played. So it's this octave sound, so I'm fretting the B note and then this B note on a D string, and the A string in the middle there is muted, and I'm just using the underbelly of my first finger here to mute the A string. If you're doing it wrong, it sounds like this. Obviously wrong. We want this sound. So it goes. So just lift my fingers just subtly. So you take the string off the fretboard, you don't take your fingers off the strings. The next one there is an E octave. So all we do is pull our fingers towards the floor, and they are the same distance apart fret-wise and on the same string groups as what we had before. So it's, and then we move it up. I'm using my pinky here as my target finger, if you will. So that's the finger I sort of use to visually get my position with this octave shape. So it's, and then I strike that open D string there, and then I come up and go. So that's just a quick 16th note triplet, and it's going, you strike the open D string with the 16th fret, then hammer on to 17 and pull off back to 16, so you get, so far we've got this. Okay, then we go to the 14th fret with the open string, up to 16th, and then 17, then the open D string, and then the D string open with the 19th fret. And then we're going to have the open string with fret 17, 16, 14, open D string, and then 14 and the open D string, and sort of slide it off. So the whole thing again is like this, slightly 3, because this measures in 4/4, and okay, and the very last part of this interlude phrase you hear, back into 6/4 for the verses. So the tones that have been played here are from D Mixolydian. If you don't know what that is, perhaps you should come and get lessons, but it goes like this, starting on the F sharp. So it goes frets 11, 12, 14, 16, 17 and 19. You may notice it's the same tones as G major scale, and you would be absolutely correct. So D Mixolydian. Which is the same as the same family of notes as G major scale, but starting on a D. In this case, this is starting on a D. It's just starting on the F sharp. So that's what you hear right at the end of that last part of the interlude. That's very much most of the song. I just have one more thing to show you, and that is the B minor pentatonic scale. that is used a lot throughout the fills during the verses and stuff. So I'm going to show you this position here. So what it is 2 tones per string. So this one starts on the root note, which is the B. So it goes fret 7, 10. Go to A string, it's 7, 9. Next string 7, 9. Next string 7, 9. Next string 7, 10. And then technically ends on that 7th fret on the high E string, but oftentimes you'll see most people will go back to the D here at that pattern, but it's really from B to B. So a lot of all the guitar fills during the song are based off that pattern. Of course, that pattern is in other places on a guitar as well, but just learn up the one I've got, and everything else I've shown you today, and you'll be on your way to working out most of that song all on your own. And of course, it's important for you to work out all the rest of the stuff on your own. I've shown you the most important ingredients today, which were the time signatures, 6/4 and 4/4, and most of the chords that are in the song, and the musical interlude, and also, just before I forget, the key of the song is, well, it'll have a key signature with an F sharp as the accidental, which makes it G major or E minor. We're starting on E, so you could consider it being an E Aeolian, for those of you who are up with your theory. There's one thing I actually did miss, was during the latter part of the song you'll hear. When you hear Chris scream, I want to know if this can be my fate, he just hits a D chord here. Back to the E. Enjoy that classic piece of music from SoundGarden, Fell on Black Days, from the album Super Unknown. Bye now.